You start?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get started. So our title of our probe today is called Habitat Change. And so we're going to go through different activities to try to get, well, first we're going to read through this and see what you guys think the answer is, and then we're going to go through some activities that will help you come to the conclusion of what the real answer is, okay? So does someone want to read the first paragraph?
A small, short, furry, gray animal called a devo lives on an island. This island is the only place on Earth where devos live. The island habitat is warm and provides plenty of the devos' only food, tree ants. The devos live high in the treetops, hidden from predators.
Okay, someone read the second one?
1 year, the habitat experienced a drastic change that lasted for most of the year. It became very cold and even snowed. All of the ants died. The trees lost their leaves, but plenty of seeds and dried leaves were on the ground.
Okay, so from that we got that there's an animal named Devo. He lives on an island. He eats tree ants. Okay, the ants die, but there are plenty of seeds and leaves. Okay, so the question is, circle any of the things you think happened to most of Devo's living on this island after their habitat changed. So A, the Devo's fur grew longer and thicker. B, the Devos switched to eating seeds. C, the Devos dug holes to live under the leaves or beneath rocks. D, the Devos hibernated through the cold period until the habitat was warm again. Or E, the Devos died. Which one do you guys think is the right answer?
I circled a few of them.
Okay, which ones did you circle?
Everything but B, because I said some of them I thought were going to die. I thought some were going to die because it's going to be a drastic change. And then maybe they're going to adapt and, dig the holes and hibernate. Maybe their hair will grow long and thicker, kind of like cats and dogs.
Okay, so you're taking your answer and kind of like comparing it to other situations that you may think of. So like the fur, you think of cats and dogs because you know about what they are. No one really knows what a Devo is. Shocker, Devos are not real, it's made up. But, so you're taking past experiences for some of them. Other ones, what were your reasonings for?
I said some of them would die because, survival of the fittest, it's a big drastic change. So some of them are not going to survive because they're used to it being hot and eating the ants. And since there's neither, they're going to die. And since there's a lot of leaves, I figured that they would probably dig holes underneath and hibernate.
Nice.
Stay warm.
Nice. Okay, so go ahead.
I put B, C, and E. I picked D because I figured, well, if there's not any ants to eat, they were going to try to eat something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put C, they would dig the holes because they needed to try to stay warm. And E because, like she said, they're not used to this new environment, so they're going to die off.
Great. Okay, so what you guys just did is you took things that you previously knew, which is what a lot of students do, especially elementary school students, which is who we're going to be teaching. So to relate that back to that, they base their answers off of their previous knowledge. They try to come up with some sort of answer, but they can only do it on what they know. So we're going to come back to that, and I'm going to move on. So based on what you all said, what is one word that can sum up how you came to your answers? What is one word? Some of the things I heard you guys say is that they might change because they have to eat something, or they're going to grow hair because they're going to go into hibernation. Adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Adaptation. That's the exact word. So what is adaptation?
It's when you change, okay, for example, if I was in a cold habitat after a long period of time, maybe, not me, but my children's children would have maybe thicker skin, for instance.
Right. Nice. So it is a
gradual change?
A gradual change. Nice. All right, so basically, so what you guys are kind of saying is that individuals or the Devos intentionally change their physical characteristics or behaviors in response to an environmental change. Okay, so that's what this probe is trying to get you to see, whether you believe that or not. Okay, so on this piece of paper, I want you all to come up together, and I want you to draw an environment. You can make up an animal that would fit into the environment, but make sure you think about, well, his mouth shape. Well, if it's like a big chomper, he's obviously eating meat. Or if you want him to eat seeds, he'd like have something small. Like, draw the animal to fit in the environment. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that.
So are you going to record it?
Oh yeah, I can record.
Okay, so what type of habitat do we want our animal to have?
Like, are we using the habitat that changed here, or just making it?
Any habitat. It doesn't have to be that long. You can just take 2 minutes to do this.
Do you want it to be in a cold or like here?
Doesn't matter. Here.
Okay. So here we have like trees and bushes. So let's do like a bush. Another bush.
Sunshine.
So what type of animal would our animal eat? Meat or seeds? Like we could do like a type of a bird or a squirrel.
Yeah, a bird or a squirrel.
Okay, so if it's a bird or a squirrel, it's gonna eat nuts and berries. Okay, so we're gonna do a bird. What color do we want our bird? Because I'm reaching for a blue. Are we all good with blue?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll draw you some bears.
Thank you. Struggle was real. Okay. So is it gonna be like a big bird or a tiny bird?
I would say tiny.
Like how small? Like fist small or like?
Yeah, that's good.
Just take about like 30 more seconds. Not anything too elaborate.
Okay. Then I think it's one of those things. I drew a bumblebee with a beak. I'm so sorry.
His little feet on me. He looks kind of like Dumbo the bird.
Yeah. We'll roll with it. Okay, and it'll be called Dumbo. Alright.
Nice job. Alright, so let me pull this up really quick. Okay, so now let's talk about it. So your bird, he's not very elaborated, but it's okay. So he has this type of beak. Why does he have this type of beak instead of a rounded type beak?
So he can eat seeds?
And he has to go deep into the
Yeah, he
little
can
prickly
peck
things
through.
of the bushes.
Yeah, like a
Nice.
holly bush.
Okay, why are his feet like this versus, say, how would his feet be different if he was a bird that lived in like the Arctic and he had to walk on ice? How would his feet be different?
He would have like webbed feet.
And they would be
Yeah.
really thick.
Why?
Because when, like penguins, they have really thick feet because it's super cold, and also to help push them through the water.
Right, but he doesn't need that. Why? Why doesn't this bird need it in this environment?
Because it's warmer.
And because he doesn't need to walk that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Now, why does he have wings?
So you can fly.
Why?
So he can fly over his little the bushes to get his food.
And get away from predators.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So let's take another animal for an example. So let's think about an elephant. An elephant, what are some things on an elephant's body that helps them, that you would say are animal adaptation examples?
The tusks.
The tusks. What are the tusks?
They're like a defense mechanism, and also like it helps them like ram trees to get fruit and stuff that's up high, down low to them.
And who has the tusks?
The males?
The males. The males. Because do the females do that?
No.
No.
So it's something else that they have. What's this thing?
The trunk.
The trunk. What is the trunk used for?
They pick up water and put it in their mouths for that, and they also bathe themselves with it.
Nice. And that's also how they eat. Did you know that elephants can pick up a blade of grass with their trunk? One blade of grass. That's kind of cool. All right, what about the thing on its behind?
The tail.
The tail. What is that?
It helps them swat away flies. Like, because during the summer, like, they get flies all over them, so they have to, like, swat them away.
Yeah, but it's also actually used, which people don't really think about, is to help support the weight of the elephant. That's what the tail is for. But those are all examples of animal adaptation. Yeah. So, some individual devos, we're going back to the devos problem, may have been born with variations that made them better suited to survive a change in the environment and to reproduce. So there was a change in their environment. In this environment, what if these were now gone? What is that bird going to do?
He's gonna fly to Hawaii where there's more berries.
He's going to fly to Hawaii when there's more berries. Okay, your wings are broken. What is he going to do?
Hop around.
He's gonna die.
He's going to die.
He's
gonna die. Okay, keep that in mind. So, I guess we can go back to the question now that we had at hand. So, like I said, a lot of the times elementary school students, they don't really think fully about the problem. They think about their previous knowledge. So, like for you, you had multiple answers. And for you had multiple answers. Really, the true answer to this question is that there is not a right answer. That's the first thing. Surprise, there's not a real answer. But the best answer is E. The devos died, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Because that adaptation does not come so quickly. You know what I'm saying? In common usage of the term adapt is understood as any type of change over any span of time. So adaptation comes with span of time. Individuals generally do not intentionally adapt to drastic changes in their environment by changing their physical characteristics, such as fur length or ability to eat certain foods based on teeth or mouth structure, which is a misconception for elementary school students because they believe that when you're taught about adaptations, it's not really stressed too much that it's over a period of time. It's that it's there. So what you said about when the wings are gone, they're going to die. Most of the devos probably did die because of their physical structures and behaviors they were born with no longer fit into their environment. So, with that being said, the populations can adapt over time, but the individuals do not change during their lifetime. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So this bird is not going to change during his lifetime, but the whole population may eventually be able to adapt to no more berries. And maybe they'll start eating this. Okay? So that's all I have for you.